And this is Fandom Live, and we're here for a review episode where we review a recent movie that we've seen or heard of or are anxiously expecting to see. In this case, it's Michael Bay and his Megan Fox and Some Robots movie. But before we continue, we will have a few words from our sponsor.
We'd like to thank our friends over at Fandom.com, makers of Sun Island, the new virtual world, where you can play games, listen to music, meet new friends, and catch up previous episodes. Do join the open beta and discover this whole new world waiting for you.
And we're back! So, obviously I'm one of the few people who does not think the movie is a Transformer movie.
You think you're few? I think there are a lot of people who think that. That it has Michael Bay has created this splinter universe of his own Transformers or transforming robots that isn't quite related to the original series. They share maybe some character names, but they appear in very strange ways. That's how I see it.
Not quite in character, maybe. And
While the first attempt at the Transformer movie was met with some level of what's the word? It's not speculation, but apprehension about how the robots transform differently, how they look differently.
but of course, you couldn't make them all boxy. So I mean, the first movie when it came out, that was cool.
And there was some leeway.
Well, there's the sheer relief. I mean, I say as a lifelong Transformers fan that just seeing them in live action was the fulfillment of a dream. That as kids we wanted to have a live action Transformers movie. And now that we got it, it wasn't quite great, wasn't perfect, and we sort of settled. And this sequel is clear evidence that we've settled.
Far too much.
Yeah, and that we've bought into Michael Bay's image of what the Transformers are supposed to be.
Which is kind of sad considering in the first movie, a large complaint of many people was the fact that for a Transformers movie, there's way too many people.
Humans, yes.
In the second movie, we have a list of how many? Over 10? There's over 10 different robots.
No, actually, they claim there are up to 46 robots seen in the movie. If you can name them, that's a miracle.
Yeah,
but
they didn't even say their names, right?
yes, there were a lot of robots involved, which is, he tried to fulfill that fan request, but you don't know who they are.
And there's a lot of questions as to why certain robots were given much more camera time than others.
Yes.
Specifically the annoying
Jar Jar
Twins.
Binks.
The Jar Jar Binks multiplied, which is
with a
Mud
goatee.
Flap and Skid. Yeah, so they are the wonderful comic relief.
Wonderful?
Wonderfully politically incorrect. So that's how it is. So I don't know, should we do a synopsis or do we want to do a synopsis or we just keep bashing the movie?
So in an attempt to make it seem to be about Transformers, the story is about Sam, who discovers he has a piece of the Allspark still with him.
Allspark.
The cube from the first movie. Yeah, so
he finds a piece, it hits him with some sort of information thing as to what the information is. Maybe we should leave that.
yeah, but so something gets
viewers.
imprinted onto him and
Makes him again a key piece in the war between the Autobots and the Decepticons.
So the Decepticons start to hunt him down, and so there, everybody's trying to get him.
And part of
What's in his brain?
And part of the mystery is the mention of something known as the Fallen, which fans were ecstatic over, thinking it's
because there's a major character in the comic books known as the Fallen, and it's not him. It has nothing to do with that guy. So, and that's the usual Michael Bay, performance is that hey, its name matches some character mentioned in one episode, and no, it's not. It's not because Michael Bay is not a fan, and he doesn't have to pander to the fans. He just makes explosions.
So with that, there is only one way that we can do justice to a review of the movie, and that's by reviewing it in two different mindsets. The first mindset is to review it as a Transformers film, and the second is to review it as a Michael Bay film.
Michael Bay's Transformers.
Okay, so for a Transformers film, I'd say plus points go to the fact that we have robots we've wanted to see finally present. Ravage, Soundwave, finally they're in the movie. They're not.
Devastator.
They're not exactly the way we want.
But they
them
were
to be.
in
But
the
they
movie.
look
You know, attendance-wise, yes, they were there.
And we finally know Devastator's male.
Oh god. Really bad flashes. Okay, never.
Yeah.
We have
yes.
fantastic fight scenes, especially in the forest.
Well,
But I
Define
I
fantastic.
don't understand who was hitting what.
But it's still fantastic.
there were big fight scenes that sort of blow your mind. You just don't know who's winning or who's
Yeah.
involved or yeah.
Except for those key moments when it does make sense and you go, whoa!
Because it's over.
Like when, like when Scorponok charges out of the sand.
Oh yeah.
That was a
so-
sheer moment, and then
He's
afterwards
alive.
you're like, what happens next?
Okay, so yeah, so in terms of as a Transformers fan though, in terms of actual characterization, that was a total failure. You know, a lot of people, a lot of characters, were not who they were supposed to be
And
in
even
the original Transformers.
And even
universe.
those that were already somehow, how do we put this? Given personalities in the first movie, Prime, Bumblebee, Ironhide,
Even Ratchet. I'll give Ratchet some
Megatron,
time.
even Megatron.
Yeah.
In this second movie, suddenly lacked personality. I mean, the ones that had the most personality were the two annoying Jar Jar
Too much
Binkses.
screen time, really.
What else?
Bumblebee was really great as a car.
He had more scenes as a car.
Yeah. So I guess what else about the film in terms of the actual story as a Transformers fan, it really doesn't make sense from where this fits in the Transformers universe, their reinterpretation of key concepts like what's Energon is and all that.
And even when they tried to bring more joy to the fans by having scenes where Prime goes through something similar to the animated film and comes back with something similar to Centurions, they just lacked the pull that makes the movie much more fun. I mean, this was like Indiana Jones, the recent one. It could have been better, but it's not.
Oh, and that also had Shia LaBeouf.
So,
There's a pattern going on.
Oh.
to make this end in a better note, as a Michael Bay film.
As a Michael Bay film.
Okay, Hot Babe.
Present.
Definitely present.
Lots of screen time.
Lots of skin, lots of great shots, and
Slow motion,
In the
Baywatch
right
style
moments.
running.
I mean, those were transforming right before your eyes. Explosions.
Lots of explosions. And that's Michael Bay.
If there were 40
There's
plus
no
robots,
Michael
I think there were like
Bay.
200 plus explosions.
It's
Lots of
like
them.
it's like after the first movie. No, I want bigger one. I want a bigger explosion. No, bigger, more, and yeah, he got it. He
Multiple.
delivered.
Slow motion moments. Michael Bay always have slow motion.
Yeah, we had a couple of those. A lot of them with Megan Fox. running
We
towards the
didn't
camera.
have anyone running with flares this time. That was a staple in Michael Bay films. Did we have one where the camera rotates around the person and the actions happen?
Yes, there were
yes,
lots of those.
there
There were lots of
were.
those,
There were.
especially in the rocks and stuff, and when they were in the desert.
And I guess we just
Wide
need one
pan.
last Michael Bay reference: the presence of drugs or alcohol.
Hey.
Hey.
Parents.
Oh.
Oh!
Yeah, okay, the parents, the college scene, and another Michael Bay element, of course, really bad comedy. Everywhere, really, really bad comedic elements.
Toilet jokes.
In poor taste, yes, exactly. Especially Devastator. So as a Michael Bay film, it's par for the course. It is the epitome of what a summer movie should be. Mindless, full of explosions, caters to the male ego, and it maximizes the power of the theater, really.
In other words, just park your brain at the door and go
I
in.
wouldn't even leave it at the door. Leave it at home in a box, say, tuck it in
Safe.
for bed.
Yes.
I don't know.
But
and then go
definitely,
watch.
it's worth a watch. I mean, it's entertainment.
And it's worth seeing in the theater. I mean,
Yes.
The graphics.
the explosions are gonna be totally in your face. It'll be all over the place, and
So, would you watch it in IMAX?
That's debatable, and we'll probably have to review that when we get the chance. Oi, sponsors, tickets. So,
but I guess a lot of the biggest comparison really is that I think there are only about 10 minutes of IMAX footage.
and the rest is normal footage.
Yeah, compared to The Dark Knight, which had like 40 minutes of IMAX, that was very well planned. So initial IMAX reviews as of this week are kind of iffy. So I don't know if it's worth the extra IMAX money.
So we're certain that there are people who don't agree with us, or probably really agree, and you're welcome to send your comments and views to the addresses that are flashing on the screen right now. we are running out of time, so we will leave you with Nina to give us some last words about Transformers.
Blink, blink.
And that was Fandom Live.
That's a great reaction to Michael Bay's Transformers. Yeah.
And here's hoping he doesn't have a third installment.
I think
Yes?
Nick's fault.